I now take supplementary questions. I see the owner of the question, Honorable Member for Mulanje South Njeza Village, T.A. Mabuka Mulanje, Box 76. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you so much, First Deputy Speaker, for recognizing the people of Mulanje South constituency. I wanted to know if the Minister of Health is aware that Mulanje District Hospital, TB ward, caught fire on 27th March this year, and all facilities got burned. If she is aware, what plans have he put in place to make sure that the patients are assisted and that the facility resumes normal operations? I thank you, First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. That question represents all of us from Mulanje, because that's the hospital we all go to, including the deputy leader of this house. That question reflects on him too. Yes. And can I recognize honor member for Chikwawa Central? Chikwawa Central? Central West. Zomba Chingali, is that a point of order or you want to ask supplementary question? Okay, I will recognize you. Yeah, please, Chikwawa Central West.
Yeah, thank you so much, Right Honorable Deputy Speaker. I would like to ask the Honorable Minister of Health regarding the construction or upgrading of hunger clinic that is in my constituency into a health center. As you are aware, Right Honorable Speaker, in my constituency, it is, I think it's only the only constituency in our district that has got no any public health facility. We only have a charm facility, that's St. Matthews, but the prices, the rates there, they are very exorbitant, very expensive. So my constituency from Changambika, Nyasa, Tomali, Ndilande, and even in Chalo, we don't have any public facility, health facility. So it is very urgent that we need a health facility in our constituency. I submit, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Zomba Changalume.
Thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. It's Zomba Chingale, not Changalume.
My apologies, Zomba Chingale.
Thank you, First Deputy Speaker. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, Zomba Chingale is a hard-to-reach area and is classified the same by the Minister of Health. In 2019, the then Minister of Health allocated an ambulance at Mambo Health Center. And as a people of Zomba Chingale, we appreciated that. In 2021, the ambulance was withdrawn, and that created serious problems. We tried to press that it should be reassigned. It never worked. I would like to make an appeal to the Honorable Minister of Health to consider the people of Chingale. She has been there. She knows what I mean. So I want the minister to seriously consider reallocating this ambulance back to Mambo Health Center. Thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. I will recognize the Honour Minister, and then I'll take an extra 3 after the Honour Minister. Honour Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. And through you, let me thank the owner of the question, who again gave a supplementary question to my ministry. Who again gave a question to my ministry to consider the TB ward in Mulanje district that was consumed by fire. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, sir, I would like to notify the honorable member and all honorable members from Mulanje that my ministry is aware of this unfortunate incident that took place in Mulanje that affected the TB ward, and that it was burnt to ashes, affecting every equipment and infrastructure. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, sir, I would like to notify the honorable member that my ministry is in the process of identifying funds to renovate the ward, and soon this ward will be up and running. We are going to communicate when the funds are ready, but it has already been prioritized, and resources will be allocated from the current projects that we have. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, let me also recognize the question that came from Chikwawa Central. And indeed, my ministry is aware that in his constituency, there is no public facility, as the facilities that are there are CHAM and also belong to other entities. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I would like to ask the honorable member for Chikwawa Central to prioritize the health center under CDF, whilst my ministry is also actively looking for resources that can support people from Chikwawa Central with a public facility. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I would like to acknowledge the question that has come from Zomba Chingale. Indeed, the Honorable Minister has been to Mambo Health Center. It is located very far from Zomba City, and indeed there was an ambulance that was allocated, which later on was withdrawn from the facility. I would like to assure the people of Zomba Chingale and surrounding Mambo Health Center that my ministry has taken note of this request, and we are going to work with the district council to ensure that Mambo Health Center is allocated the ambulance that used to be there. In the event that the ambulance is not in good condition, we will still work and coordinate with the district council to ensure that this is fixed and it is allocated to the people of Zomba Chingale at Mambo Health Center. Thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. I now recognize the good people of Mangochi Municipal for a supplementary question. Honour member, I will please request the microphone again. Thank you. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, sir, for giving this opportunity to the people of Mangochi Municipal to ask a supplementary question. Through you, I would like to ask the able Minister of Health to consider construction of more wards at Mangochi Maternity Wing. The capacity of the hospital is that it has 129 beds, but currently it is admitting more than 500 patients. And the capacity of the hospital is that is ready to receive about 20 babies per day, but currently we get on average about 50 babies every 24 hours. It is in this regard that if we can construct more wards, we are going to achieve the safe motherhood that the president.
Honourable member, Parliament is an international house. It's being listened to. Are you committing the statistics you have just shared with us to be the realistic statistics of Mangochi?
Yes, First Deputy Speaker, sir. 50 babies every 24 hours. It is in this regard that I ask this House and I ask the Minister of Health to consider construction of more wards, because currently we only have 129 beds, and we are admitting about 500 patients. And on a similar note, I would like to ask the able Minister of Health to pay a visit so that she appreciates the challenges that we are facing. I submit.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Let me jump to Lilongwe City, Lumbazi constituency.
Thank you so much, right first, Deputy Speaker, for recognizing the people of Lilongwe City, Lumbazi, to offer a supplementary question to the Minister of Health. Right Honorable First Deputy Speaker, I wish to first of all bring to the attention of the Minister of Health that Lilongwe City, Lumbazi constituency has only one health center, and apparently it is at Lumbazi Trading Center. Lumbazi Trading Center is at the farthest end of the constituency, which demarcates with a constituency in Doha. And the longest distance from the first point to the end point of the constituency is over 20 kilometers. What it means here is that the people at the other farthest end have challenges in accessing health facilities. And in view of this, I would wish to request the able Minister of Health to consider constructing a health center at the very middle of the constituency, and this could be at the headquarters of Senior Chief Chitukula, or elsewhere closer at Mbambanda Primary School. We already have space that could facilitate that process, and would like to believe that if this request is taken into consideration, the people of Lilongwe City, Lumbazi, will be very much supported. Let me end up by indicating that, Honorable First Deputy Speaker, I've said this, I think, more than once, that I do not really understand why Lilongwe City, Lumbazi constituency has been placed within the city, because we only have two training centers that would actually justify that it's part of a city, and this is Area 25 and Lumbazi itself. But over 85% of a constituency is typically rural, and therefore it would be appropriate for government through the Minister of Health to consider constructing the health facility in the constituency. I submit, Right Honorable First Deputy Speaker, and thank you once more for granting us an opportunity to submit the question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. We would like to appreciate the way you've expressed the Lumbas area. Honourable Member, if your constituency powers permits you, we still see people putting up grass-thatched houses on the airport road. I don't know if you or anyone else can intervene on the same, because it doesn't look well for people to be constructing grass-thatched houses on the airport road. I wonder if that's your constituency, but I wanted for you to take note of that too. I will now go to Honour Member from Kota Kota Liwalazi for a supplementary question. Kota Kota Liwalazi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mr. First Deputy Speaker, for granting the people of Nkora to ask a supplementary question to the able Minister of Health. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, through you, I would first like to commend the able Minister of Health for opening the Videgete Health Post. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I would like to ask the able minister to consider allocating staff to the health post, as this health post is serving a larger population in Kota-Kota Liwalazi. Not only that, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, through you, I would like to ask the able Minister of Health to consider allocating a pump at Katimpira Health Center, as this health center has been facing water problems through the past 5 months. I submit, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member, for that question. The last supplementary on that list comes from the good people of Mangochi Mankibe. Mangochi Mankibe, you have the floor.
Which one is it?
Mangochi Mankibe, you have just removed yourself from the system. Please request for the floor again. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, First Deputy Speaker, for granting the people of Mangochi Bay to ask a supplementary question. Mine is just in advance of Mangochi Municipal. I would like to ask Honorable Minister to consider upgrading the Mangochi District Hospital to a full central hospital. The Honorable Minister would like to appreciate that Mangochi District Hospital currently treats more patients than Zomba Central Hospital, and Mangochi District Council services a population in excess of 1.5 million people. I would like the ministry to consider, especially with assisting with the expertise, also equipment support, and health funding to upgrade this hospital to a full central hospital. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for that last set of supplementary questions. You have the floor, Madam. Please request again. You have the floor, Honorable Minister.
Thank you so much, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. And through you, let me thank the honorable member for Mangochi Municipal, who is asking my ministry to consider construction of more wards at the district health hospital maternity, which currently has 129 beds, but we've also learned that within 24 hours, 30 babies are being born. It means the hospital is overburdened and the need for more wards cannot be overemphasized. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I have visited Mangochi District Hospital before, and I agree that Mangochi District Hospital is overburdened. And my ministry is making all necessary support to ensure that resources are identified that we can assist in decongesting Mangochi District Hospital. And meanwhile, we'll still leverage on the resources under CDF to increase the wards at the district hospital, whilst my ministry is working hard to ensure that we identify more resources. I would also like to thank the honorable member for Lilongwe Site Lumbazi, who has asked my ministry to consider constructing a health center at the far end of his constituency, considering that his constituency only has one public facility and it is located at Lumbazi. My ministry has taken note of this request. I would like to advise the honorable member if this health center can be included at district council level, where we can capitalize on the funds allocated to the CDF. I would also like to thank the honorable member for Nkota Lewalazi. Indeed, in Nkota Lewalazi, Vilekeke Health Post was opened, and at the moment requires more staff. I would like to advise honorable member for Nkota Liwalazi to liaise with the district commissioner for Nkota, as currently staffing health centers at district level is under the Ministry of Local Government through the DCs, whilst at the same time, my ministry will ensure to provide a hand to make sure that this happens and the Vilekeke Health Post is allocated staff. In the same vein, I'm thanking the honorable member for Mangochi Mankibe. This supplementary question is coming for the second time, where my ministry is being asked to consider upgrading Mangochi District Hospital to a central hospital. I understand the need, as I already mentioned that I've been at Mangochi District Hospital. I've seen the need, I've seen the congestion that is there, I've seen how it is catering for a lot of health centers and other district hospitals. And I would like to advise the honorable member to properly provide this question so that we can provide a proper and tangible response that would help the people of Mangochi moving forward, as it's not just a matter of upgrading to a central hospital. A central hospital has its own requirements. So there's going to be a lot of assessments that will need to be conducted if indeed Mangochi District Hospital can be a central hospital, and how best my ministry can support to ensure that services at Mangochi District Hospital have been upgraded. I thank you, Mr. First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, honour members. That marks the end of questions to the Honourable Minister of Health. Honour members, it is supposed to be the Minister of Health, not the Minister of Health. Those two are so different. One can be health, but not health. I hope I'm communicating something to you, honour members. Leader, I need your guidance, Deputy Leader. Yes, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable First Deputy Speaker, sir. At this juncture, may I move a motion that now we tackle matter of urgent public importance under Standing Order 14, numero 1, which is from Honorable Nzimba West. I beg to move, Honorable First Deputy Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much, honour members. We have a motion. The motion is to members, following the guidance by the deputy leader of this house, it means we are now at the end of question time, and we will concentrate on the business as highlighted. Table.
Matter of urgent public importance, understanding order 14. The honourable member from Zimba West to raise a matter of urgent public importance.
Honourable member from Zimba West, you have the floor.
First Deputy Speaker, just to confirm, if really I have 10 minutes to explain on the matter, is it?
Honour member, yes, you have 10 minutes. But
Thank
if you want to do justice to time,
yes,
it will be welcomed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, First Deputy Speaker. First Deputy Speaker, Zimba West constituency lies along the Vaza Marsh Game Reserve. The game reserve is being managed under a TFCA agreement, which is bilateral between the governments of Malawi and Zambia. Honorable Speaker, amongst the objectives of enacting the transfrontier arrangement between the two governments around 2015 was to allow the animals to move freely between these two countries. The issue I'm raising today is that this right is enjoyed to the maximum and beyond. Beyond moving freely between the two countries, these animals, the wildlife, is also moving freely in the communities that lie along the game reserve. Honorable Speaker, around 2015, about 80 kilometers on the Malawi side was fenced with the funding from KfW and the German government. However, a critical distance still remains unfenced around Zambia at a place called Bambanda. This is only about 100 meters. The animals, in this case, the elephants, are coming through this area and moves a distance of no less than 25 kilometers along the fenced side of Malawi to come and enjoy our crops, to come and interfere with life. We've lost life, we've lost high-value crops. As we speak today, there are farmers like Mr. Titus Chipeta, Mr. Yota Mulukwai, who after having lost in other enterprises, thought of venturing into horticulture production. I'm saddened to report to this House, each has lost 3 hectares, another 2 respectively, of high-value crops. Their hope is lost. What's left for them for now would have been a possibility of receiving some sort of compensation. Unfortunately, the Wildlife Act does not allow us to do that currently. First Deputy Speaker, in the submission of the people of Mzimba West, we are asking if government, through the relevant ministry responsible for the wildlife, could quickly move in to intervene and support us to rescue the little that is remaining in the fields. Not only, Honorable Speaker, the people of Mzimba West would also want to submit the lessons that we have learned since 2015 with this transfrontier arrangement. Yes, no single blueprint can resolve all the human-wildlife conflict that there is. We also want to register that in our own learning, we have learned that if we are to progress and sustain the gains that we have so far from the game reserve, we need to work with the community. Unfortunately, First Deputy Speaker, the community with these losses is losing hope. And as fields are going, frustrations are growing. We are losing the very investment that we have made into these communities for them to actually work with those responsible for the management. First Deputy Speaker, I want to end our submission with a call to consider the revision of our laws, especially where it bars the government and relevant institutions to make compensations to those that have lost either their beloved ones or their enterprises. Our submission, First Deputy Speaker, is that we can learn from other countries and think innovatively around how we can compensate for these losses. Indeed, the people that are dying after getting trampled by these elephants, like the recent death in GVH Thomas and TM Perembe, is not just a statistic for us. We hope the government and this House will be of help to support us overcome this that has otherwise disturbed us quite a lot. I would have gone on to also look at the previous case that we're discussing of the suicides that we reported here. Some of them are connected to these losses, and we can't keep watching. Very productive young men are now in Zambia to seek some relief because they are under pressure from their workers here after losing all they invested. First Deputy Speaker, the people of Mzimba West are asking for these urgent actions and indeed that this House support us in coming up with resolutions that would help not just the people of Mzimba West, but this whole nation. I submit, First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member for Mzimba West, for raising that issue. Understanding Order 14, Honourable Members, understanding order that has been used, a matter of urgent importance, the House is allowed to bring in debate for 5 minutes each on the subject matter. And indeed, if government would like to give in feedback or respond, they are allowed to do so. So any member that wants to take the floor for 5 minutes to debate the issue at hand, please do so now. Please request a microphone. Okay. We start with the honour member from Chinji North, a veteran member of parliament for this house. You have the floor, madam.
Thank you, Second Deputy Speaker. I rise to add my word on the issue raised by the honourable member from Zimba. Just forgot the constituency. Indeed, Honourable Speaker, that's the most important information and good for the government to take note and actually to act upon. Because for several times we have heard of issues of that sort. We've heard that people are running away from their respective places because of the issues, specifically maybe in regards the issue of wildlife, animals. So I would like to request the government to make sure that the people around the area are safe. I, for one, in my constituency, Honourable Speaker, we've been having the same scenario in areas around my constituency. Things of that sort have been happening. And the Ministry of Tourism, probably the wildlife one, supposed to take control over that. We've seen that elephants could leave its places and start terrorizing the citizens of Malawi. And all what I'm requesting the government through the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, probably the wildlife ones, is to make sure that the game reserves that are surrounding our constituencies are safe. I would have asked the government to make sure that the fence, the electric fence, is being constructed to make sure that these elephants should not get out of the parks and terrorize the citizens. We are missing a lot of lives, Honourable Speaker. Let's be proactive and make sure that we are taking care of our citizens. With these few remarks, Honourable Speaker, I raise my case. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Then I recognize the honour member for Kota Liwalazi.
Thank you very much, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, for recognizing the people of Kota Liwalazi. To add on to what Honorable Member for Zimba West has said, Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I would love to still call upon for the government assistance, as it is the very same problem that we are facing in Kota Liwalazi, especially on the Kota Game Reserve, which is being managed by the African parks. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, Kota Game Reserve is well fenced, but we are still facing the very same challenge, as most of the people who are being affected by the wild animals are not being compensated. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I still call upon for your assistance and also for other honorable members to join us, that maybe we may change and look into the act that protect the wild animals, but also we should also look up to protecting the people who are also being affected by these wild animals. I submit, Mr. First Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you very much, honour member. You know the rules of this house do allow you to present an amendment as a private member. So at any given time, you and the honorable member for Mzimba West are ready, please consult Secretariat. We have capable Secretariat that will support in formulating a motion up to the processes of formulating or amending a specific act. I will now recognize the honorable member for Mulanje Southeast. Mulanje Southeast, you have the floor.
Honorable First Deputy Speaker, the people of Mulanje Southeast would want to rise in solidarity with our colleagues from Mzimba West and the other honorable members that have stood before us. First Deputy Speaker, living with nature can at times be difficult. And the scenarios that our colleagues have presented just highlights the type of challenges that are there when you have to live in harmony with nature. Honorable First Deputy Speaker, we would want to concur that those of us that live in areas around reserves do have these challenges. And usually these challenges are coming about at times because of the lack of livelihoods amongst our own people, First Deputy Speaker. And it is quite a big challenge, and the fact that this government is actually looking into improving the livelihoods of the people around these reserves should be applauded. First Deputy Speaker, we have got the Mulanje Massif, where we have got cedar that is protected, but because of lack of livelihoods, for example, in our area, from time to time, people tend to encroach into this massif to take out the cedars, and we would want to ask government that as they consider the issue that has been raised by our colleagues from Mzimba West, they should also consider improving the livelihoods of the people in Mulanje Southeast constituency. First Deputy Speaker, we submit. Thank you.
Thank you. The list also contains the people of Mchinji South. Mchinji South, you have the floor for 5 minutes.
Good afternoon, First Deputy Speaker, and thank you so much for recognizing the people of Mchinji South to also contribute on the matter of urgency brought in the House by the honorable member from Mzimba West. I would like to support the motion, but on a different note, I want also to bring a similar issue that is also affecting Malawi. Malawi seems to refuse to change with time. Why I'm saying this, we have a tendency in Malawi when the growing season, what we call the growing season, ends, which normally ends in July, August, thereabout, animals that we rear on our homes are left to go on free range. That is to go into other people's gardens for pasture. Honorable Speaker, you agree with me that we are encouraging our farmers to do irrigation farming, which is done after the rain season. But then if we let our animals to go scot-free and feed into other people's family, this will not actually happen. So what I'm trying to ask the House is maybe to enact a law that will prevent people from letting the animals go on free range and feed into others people's gardens. This is what is actually happening at the moment. When the season is out, when the season is over, what we call it anyway, we leave our animals to go free and eat into feed into other people's gardens. So I simply wanted to echo the same issue that Mzimba brought in, but also to extend it to the animals that we rear in our respective homes. With these remarks, Honorable First Deputy Speaker, let me sit down. Thank you.
Thank you. I recognize the Honorable Member for Chikwawa Central West. And then the last one on that will be Salima North. Then the Honorable Minister will respond. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Right Honorable Deputy Speaker. Let me also join my honorable colleagues on this issue that was raised by the honorable member from Zimba West. In my constituency, that's Chikwawa Central West, and also on my neighbor's constituency, that's Chikwawa Central, we've got a game reserve, a national park, that's Lengwe National Park. We are also facing the same problems in this area, as my people from Changambika, Nyasa, and even Nyamport and Mafare. We normally have some of these stray buffaloes. Most of the times they injure people, and sometimes death is being reported from these scenes. But what bothers us most, Right Honorable Speaker, is that there are no compensations that are given to these victims that suffer from these injuries and accidents. But when our people are caught inside the game reserves, maybe for fetching some firewood, they get arrested, and some of them they are sent to prisons. So this is our concern, Right Honorable Speaker, that sometimes these officers from the game reserves or the national parks, it seems that they value so much animals than human beings. We understand that these establishments were done in good faith and they are of good value to our country, but we cannot run away from the fact that before these game reserves were established, there were people there, and they were the owners of that land. And now you find that with the population growth of our people, it seems that there is a problem of farmland. So some of these of our farmers and our people, they have been asking the game reserves and the national parks or the government to consider if maybe the government can go back again and revisit the boundaries that were there for these parks and the game reserves, so that maybe some of the idle land that is staying in the game reserves can be shared to these locals, so that maybe on the management side of these national parks, they can have at least a smaller portion of land so they can manage very well. Because as we are talking now, they have got a vast land that is idle. There's no electric fence that can protect people from these wild animals. So it is our plea in our constituency that maybe if the government can consider revisiting these boundaries so that these national parks can have good land that they can manage well and protect civilians from being injured by these animals. I think my constituency will be very grateful for that. I submit, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I plead with the next honour member to only do 2 minutes so we can allow the minister to respond? Then I will consider the point of order after the honour member for Salima North.
Thank you very much, Mr.
First Deputy Speaker for recognizing the people of Salima North to add a word on the concerns raised by our colleague. Mr. First Deputy Speaker, I'm coming from the lake shore of Malawi, that's Salima North, where we have the famous Mbenji Island, where people do go fishing, and other parts where we also do fishing as well as living our everyday life. What my honorable members said, that there is need for an oversight look on the issues that are affecting the wild animals. Mr. Speaker, this is one of also the issues that is happening in Salima North. In Salima North, we have a problem with crocodiles along Chilua and Lake Malawi. We call it Mwera village. So sometimes the crocodile would come and take one of our people, and then we respond by calling on the forestry officers to come and take that out. And once it's taken out or it misses, then nothing is done. So I would like to ask this Honorable House, when the Minister will be taking responses to this, to consider some of these protected areas like Lake Malawi to be patrolled, and at least these rangers to at least move around frequently in these prone areas so that they can also eliminate some dangers like this. I'm saying this, it is looking like lighter, but it becomes so heavy when we have lost a life on something that we could prevent. So that's what I'm proposing, Mr. Speaker, that we have that access to save before we cause the damage. I submit, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. I see a point of order from the owner of the motion. What has gone out of order? Or do you have something to add to your question?
Thank you very much, First Deputy Speaker. I was rising on a point of order. Is it in order that as we're discussing here, I've just gotten a note from the members in the gallery that a hyena is enjoying goats in my own village right now, daylight. Honorable Speaker, that is being considered, I thought I should just add weight, I think, on one small issue, but very significant. The response time for our rangers from the main camp to the site where the damages are occurring is too long for a simple reason that the road is very bad that lies along the wire. As we're getting the response and the intervention, I thought that should be considered. Thank you very much, First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. I will ask the line minister to come in, and then we will take a point, the last point of order if we end up with time, from the honourable member for Chikwawa West. Honourable Minister, line minister, you have the floor. Honourable Minister of Industry. Honourable Minister, before you, I will recognize the point of order. So, what has gone out of order?
Is it in order? Good afternoon, First Deputy Speaker.
Good afternoon, and the people of Mulanje Bale are greeting you.
Thank you. The people of Chihuahua West are also doing great.
Thank you.
My first point of order was, is it in order that the minister can wind up this issue without hearing from the people of Chihuahua West who are surrounded by Majete and Dilengwe National Parks? But a lot has already been said by my brother from Chihuahua Central West. The issues are the same. But the second one is on the minister who is supposed to respond to us. His gadget indicates Honorable George Partridge. So I wanted maybe if that can be checked by the the ICT people. It shows Honorable George Partridge. So Honorable George Partridge is not in this chamber. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before the Honourable Minister, can I request the Deputy Leader of the House, your indulgence for a small extension for the Honourable Minister to respond, because he needs more than 5 minutes. Honourable Deputy Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Honorable First Deputy Speaker, sir. I beg to move that we extend time to enable the Minister of Business and Industrialization respond to the questions that have come from the floor. I beg to move. Honorable First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, we have a motion on the floor. The motion is to have time be extended to allow the Honourable Minister to respond. Those of that opinion say aye. Those of the contrary opinion say no. The ayes have it and the motion is carried. Honourable Minister, please request for a microphone. Thank you. You have the floor, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, First Deputy Speaker. Let me first thank Honorable Akim Kumwenda, Member of Parliament from Zimba West constituency, for this important question on human-wildlife conflict around the Vwaza Marsh Wildlife Center. There have been a lot of debate on the issues from different districts, Mchinji, Kota, Salima, Mulanje, and Chikwawa. We've taken note of those issues. We will deal with them and revert back to the respective MPs. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the issue of Vwaza Marsh, allow me first to start by explaining the background on the matter. The Malawi-Zambia Trans-Frontier Conservative Area, which is shortly known as MAZA TFCA, under which the Vwaza Marsh Wildlife Reserve falls, is a bilateral conservation and development initiative between Malawi and Zambia. Formal negotiations for this initiative began with the signing of a memorandum of understanding in 2024, and on July 2004, and on July 7, 2015, the State President of the Republic of Malawi, His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, and His Excellency the late Edgar Chagwa Lungu of the Republic of Zambia signed a treaty formally establishing this transfrontier conservative area. You may wish to note, Mr. Speaker, sir, that this initiative forms part of the SADC Transformer Conservation Area Program. The Transfrontier Conservation Area component of North Ruangwa and Nyika and Vwaza covers a total of 24,896 square kilometers, split into two, namely the Malawi side and the Zambian side. On the Malawi side, the conservation area covers 4,120 square kilometers, which comprises of the Nyika National Park, which covers 3,134 square kilometers, and Vwaza Marsh Wildlife Reserve, covering 986 square kilometers. The Zambian side of the Transfrontier Conservation Area covers about 20,772 square kilometers, consisting of the following: Nyika National Park of Zambia, which has 106 square kilometers; Lundazi Forest Reserve, covering 839 square kilometers; Mitenge Forest Reserve, covering 186 square kilometers; Mikuti Forest Reserve covering 308, and Musalanga Game Management Area covering 17,350 square kilometers. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the objective of the Transfrontier Conservation Area are as follows: to promote ecological integrity across shared ecosystems, strengthen biodiversity conservation through coordinated management, enhance socio-economic development for local communities, support sustainable tourism as a driver of economic growth and livelihoods, and lastly, but not least in importance, to foster peaceful cooperation between the two nations. When we come to human-wildlife conflict, Mr. Speaker, sir, human-wildlife conflict remains a key challenge in Vwaza Marsh Wildlife Reserve, especially along the open borders between Malawi and Zambia, the Vwaza Wildlife Reserve and Lundazi Forest Reserve. The key species in this conflict are elephants, hippos, and buffaloes. And their common impact this conflict has is on crop and property damage, personal injuries, and occasionally some fatalities have taken place. Mr. Speaker, sir, there are several factors contributing to this human-wildlife conflict along borders areas of Malawi and Zambia, but the major ones are as follows: the open long-stretch Malawi-Zambia border, enabling elephants movement between protected areas. Secondly, absence of buffer zones between community settlements and protected areas. People are further opening farms along the boundaries, which are attracting elephants for scalent crops such as bananas, sugar canes, and tomatoes. Lastly, human population growth is increasing interface with wildlife on neural open farmlands. What are the interventions that government have implemented? Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, there are interventions being implemented to reduce this conflict between humans and wildlife. These interventions are being implemented in Zimba West and Lumpi West constituencies, and they include the following. First, between 2021 and 2023, there was a construction of an 80-kilometer long solar-powered electric fence with a funding of euro 1.5 million around Vwaza. This was a government project with financial support from German government and Peace Parks Foundation. This reduced cases of human-wildlife conflict in the mainland around Vwaza Marsh by about 80%. Between 2023 and 2025, there was construction of Nika Vwaza Gravity Piped Water Scheme with euro 4.6 million. This is a scheme that is currently providing potable water to 18,000 people in border areas on Nika and Vwaza, including Zimba West and Lumpi West constituencies, to reduce competition for water between animals and bordering communities. The water project will be expanded to areas like Kabira, Sanjiriheni, and Bulunji this year, and is expected to benefit 33,000 people by 2025. Between 2025 and going forward to 2028, there is a human-wildlife cohabitation project with euro 1.2 million through SADC Transfrontier Conservation Area Initiative. This initiative is aimed at strengthening human-wildlife mitigation measures around Vwaza through the following: provision of alternative value chains with high-value crops not targeted by elephants such as chili and honey production. The project also links farmers in the value chains with off-takers, markets of those crops that will be grown by the value chain farmers. This work is currently in progress. Another thing is equipping and training farmers with chili blasting bombs that are effective in driving elephants away. The work is also again in progress. There is then the installation of modern alarm systems called ADIAS to alert communities of the intruding elephants and chasing the elephants with annoying sounds and light. By October 2026, this will be completed. This will be installed along the boundary of Waza, Malawi, and Lunda's Forest Reserve in Zambia. The beneficiaries of this technology will include Zaro and Zorokera areas. Rolling out a grievance redress mechanism to guide in reporting and resolving grievances around Nyika and Vwaza is also another area of intervention which is in progress. Between 2025 and 2029, there is a project where they will connect landscapes with livelihoods project supported by European Union, Nature Africa for about 4 million euros. This project is jointly being implemented by Peace Parks Foundation and Frankfurt Zoological Society in Malawi and Zambia. This initiative involves the following: collaring elephants with satellite collars to track and monitor elephants' movements for rapid response systems by October 2026. Secondly, providing farmers with alternative high crops not palatable to elephants, such as chilies, and seeking organized markets, as I've already mentioned, of takers for the farmers. This work is already in progress. Equipping and training farmers with extra mitigation techniques, including low-cost fences, smear fences around farms, and chili blasting techniques. This again is work in progress. Another area is grading of peripheral roads along Vwaza in the two constituencies to improve on rapid response units, driving elephants back to the forest and reserves. This is between July and August. Let me talk about the latest crop damage and field inspections that have been conducted. Inspections are usually carried out to determine the extent of the damage by the wild animals to crops and human life. The inspection carried out on 30 June 2026 in Chisamba area reviewed the following damages. There were some damages in tomatoes, mustard, bananas, and sugarcane. This house is invited to note that most elephant movements occurred post-harvest and being attracted to smiley and scarlet crops. However, there have been no recent reports of extensive damage to crops covering many hectares. Let me talk about death-related claims. Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to report that from the records and information that the ministry has, no deaths have recorded in 2026 due to elephants or other wildlife around Vwaza Marsh Wildlife Reserve. We have no police or wildlife reserve records linking suicides to crop raids. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Honour Minister, you are communicating to the House and you are within your allocated time.
Thank you.
This House follows our own standing orders, and our own standing orders, if you go to standing order 190, which directs us of how many minutes a minister can respond, you are allocated 20 minutes to respond. You have so far used 11 minutes, so you still have 9 minutes to do your job. Honour Minister, please, you have the floor. Continue responding. You are within the law. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker, sir. Deputy Speaker, sir, conservation of nature in the Vwaza Marsh Wild Reserve And even in Nyika National Park cases of human and wildlife conflicts in the area and implementation of initiatives in this transfrontier conservation area, including the projects included above, have taught us the following lessons. One, there is need for diversified agricultural practices and mitigation measures in areas around the transfrontier conservation areas, including Vazamash. There is also need for proper land use planning to address both symptoms and root causes of this conflict and minimize human-wildlife competition over resources, including ecological corridors. Coexistence, as we may be aware, is dynamic. We need to look at not merely the absence of conflict on conservation areas in the country, but to manage the situation holistically. There are no recent reports of damage exceeding 10 hectares, as there are no big timbers in the areas around Vaza. It should be noted, however, that crop damage assessments remain a very complex exercise, and as such, independent verification is always recommended. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to once again thank the Honourable Member of Parliament for raising this issue in this August House. It is an issue that is more often not given adequate attention. I would also like to encourage the Honourable Ministers to confirm with relevant authorities such as councils, wildlife officers, and the police on various cases of human-wild conflict in the constituency. Furthermore, members of Parliament are encouraged to direct victims of human-wild conflict to the relevant authorities for proper support. The two countries, through their responsible ministries of tourism, with their partners and NGOs, including the Nyika Vwaza Co-Management Trust within the MAZA TFCA framework, continues to implement multifaceted strategies to mitigate human-wildlife conflict. While challenges persist, coordinated interventions, community participation, and adaptive management remain central to achieving sustainable coexistence. Centralized coordination and reporting of grievances in the landscape is key to effective addressing the challenges the landscape is facing. The Trust is rolling out the grievances redress mechanism for effective and speedy reaction and disposal of grievances, hence calling upon honourable members of Parliament to work with the relevant authorities to address sector-specific issues in this area. I thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Honourable Minister, you have elaborated on the issues that were raised. Honourable members, it is 12:46. I therefore adjourn proceedings, or suspend, sorry. I therefore suspend proceedings for a lunch break, and the House will resume sitting at 2:15 p.m. House suspended.
Well, the first Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Victor Mzoa MP, has suspended the House to allow members break for lunch. A recap of today's business so far. The House commenced its business with questions on notice to ministers for oral replies. 2 ministries have so far taken questions from honorable members, and these ministries are Ministry of Transport and Public Works and Ministry of Health and Sanitization. Questions came from honorable members representing the following constituencies: Parliamentt Northeast, Zomba Matiya, Nkatabe Central, Mulanje South, Dowa East, and Lilongwe City Likuni, among others. Honorable Member for Nzimba West raised a matter of urgent public importance under Standing Order 14 on the escalating of human-wildlife conflict affecting communities surrounding Vwarza Game Reserve. In presenting the matter, the member sought the House intervention to address the continued loss of lives and widespread destruction of crops by wildlife. Honorable members representing the following constituencies made their contributions: Nchinji North, Kotakota Liwaladzi, Nchinji South, Chikwawa Central West, and Salima North. The Minister of Industrialization, Business, Trade and Tourism responded to the matter. Deliberations will continue at 2:15 this afternoon. Menemonso ndi momwe zayendera zokambirana za aphungu lero ku chigawo cha kum'mawako. Aphungu nyumbayi anayamba zokambirana zawo pofunsa mafunso kupita ku maunduna, ndipo maunduna awiri ndiwo ayankha mafunso m'nyumbayi. Maundunawa ndi unduna owona za mayendedwe ndi ntchito komanso unduna owona za umoyo. Aphungu omwe anafunsa mafunso kupita ku maundunawa ndi ochokera madera a Parliamentt Northeast, Zomba Matiya, Nkatabe Central, Mulanje South, Dowa East komanso Lilongwe City Likuni mwa ena. Ndipo phungu oyimirira dera la Nzimba West anabweretsa mnyumbayi nkhani yofunika ku dziko motsogozedwa ndi gawo 14 la malamulo oyendetsera zokambirana za phungu mnyumba ya malamulo. Nkhaniyi ndiyokhudza mpungwepungwe omwe ulipo kwa anthu okhala m'madera ozungulira Vwarza Game Reserve ndi nyama zakutchire. Iwo apempha nyumbayi ndi nthambi zina zokhudzidwa kuti zithandizire kuchitapo kanthu pa vutoli lomwe lachititsa kuti mbewu za anthu ziwonongeke komanso anthu ena ataye miyoyo yawo atapondedwa kapena kuvulazidwa ndi nyama zakutchire monga njovu. Aphungu omwe anathirirapo ndemanga pa nkhaniyi ndi oyimirira madera a Nchinji North, Kotakota Liwaladzi, Nchinji South, Chikwawa Central West komanso Salima North. Ndipo pomaliza nduna yoona ntchito za mafakitale, malonda ndi zokopa alendo yayankhapo pa nkhaniyi. Pakadali pano achiwiri oyamba kwa aspikala a nyumba ya malamulo olemekezeka a Victor Mzoa MP ayimitsa kaye zokambirana kuti aphungu apite ku nkhomaliro. Zokambiranazi zipitirira masana ano nthawi ya 2:15. Ndine Chikondi Manjawira Kachere, tikumane masana ano.